Welcome to In Conversation with MANWAR podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Do Not Be a Bystander campaign. You can join us in raising awareness about bullying by visiting donotbeabystander.com, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay informed about upcoming episodes. The participants of today's podcast are Sharon, Adrias, Saftiha, and Ziana.
Welcome to our Bullying Awareness podcast. I'm MANWAR Khan, your host of this show. Today, I'm joined by four young individuals who share a common goal. They all want to put an end to bullying in our communities and schools. These young individuals are very enthusiastic about addressing the issue of bullying and willing to empower others to fight it. Now, I'm thrilled to introduce our participants for today's podcast. Sharon, Adrias, Saftia,
Hello.
and Ziana.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today. And remember that we are here for an honest and open conversation about bullying. Your insights and opinion are very, very important to us. Please feel free. Please listen to what I'm saying, the next sentence. Please feel free to share as much or as little as you are comfortable with. Now that we have introduced our participants, let's get started with our first round of questions. So, bullying is a global issue. It is not only at the schoolyard anymore, it's everywhere. So it is impacting our children in schools and in the entire world. So my first question is for Sharon. Sharon, can you tell us what does bullying mean to you?
What bullying means to me is like when someone hurts someone else or tries to make them sad or feel scared. Basically all that.
Right. Um, is do you think is it all bad behaviors are bullying, or you have an intention to hurt someone?
Yeah,
Repeated.
there might be a reason they might try to hurt you. But sometimes they just want to make fun of you or make you feel sad.
True. I agree with you. Thank you, Sharon. So the second part of your question I had here is have you ever stood up to bully, or what is your experience? Do you want to share anything about this?
No, I've never been bullied.
So if you that's great that you have never been bullied, Sharon. But hypothetically, let's say if you see one of your friend is being bullied, um, what do you think? What would you do? I mean, what would be your role at that time? I'm just curious.
Yeah, try to encourage him to stand up to the bully, or
Right.
tell an adult, tell authorities.
Excellent. That's a great point here. Let someone else know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at least be there for that person, right? So um, there are. Thank you, Sharon. I really appreciate your answer. There are many potential reasons why someone can bully other person. Many. I mean, countless reasons could be. So my next question for Adria is, what do you think are the reasons why someone might bully another person?
So first, I think someone might bully a person because some most bullies like most bullies want others to think that they're cool and full of power. They also want them to be afraid of them and do as they say. And also, some people think that becoming a bully will help them make friends and fit in with other people. And that's not good at all. Like, for example, let's just say there's a girl and a group of popular kids on the other hand, and that girl wants to be friends with them. So, but those kids are bullies. So she just becomes a bullies and starts making friends with them. And
Exactly.
um, and also, like, some people learn from others. For example, a kid sees his or her elder sibling bully others, and that's how they might learn from it.
True.
And also, some problems at home might um, cause others to become bullies. Like, for example, parents fighting or siblings threatening them, huge changes in the family, etc.
This is a very important last one you just said, Adria. I agree with you. Actually, it is very important to instill the values inside you at home, because what you see at home, you learn fast, right, from home, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's a very good point, actually. That no, excellent. Thank you. Anything else you want to add here?
Yes, you're welcome. I have one more thing to add. Um, so let's just say there's a person who's jealous of a different person who has something they don't have, which is causing them to like bully them because they're jealous.
Yeah, true. That's one of the reasons too. You guys must have, everyone must have seen at school,
Hmm.
right? So excellent. Thank you so much, Adria, for your answer. Uh,
Welcome.
and feeling, well, f- when you witness bullying, when you witness somebody is bullying someone, and people feel sad, and and it's the feelings, it's different, for it varies from person to person. Every person react differently. So my next question for Saftiha: have you ever seen someone being bullied?
Yeah.
Or how, sorry, and the last part I just want to add here, and
Mhm.
how did you feel when you witnessed it? Go ahead.
So I have witnessed my friend getting bullied because these two kids, they like said bad words and called her names. I felt really like shocked and surprised that they had the audacity to say it on school grounds. So I decided to tell the nearest teacher because my friend looked like she was about to cry. And then we got them sent to the principal's office. They had a chat with us and the other kids individually. And now the principal told us if they're ever following us, just stay near the supervisor.
Excellent, great work, great answer. And so, how did you feel at that time? I mean, you definitely felt sad, right?
Yeah, and shocked because
And
I didn't know they had like the courage to say all of these things, especially on school grounds, since we're not allowed to like swear or like say bad things on school grounds. So yeah, I felt very shocked and surprised.
yeah, thank you, thank you, Safia. Do you have anything else to add to this question?
No.
All right. So, in context of bullying, there is a term we call bystanders. It can play an important role when it comes to preventing or stopping bullying. So, my next question for Ziana: what does bystander mean to you? And what are some reasons why people might choose to be a bystander instead of helping others?
Well, bystanders are people who have seen or witnessed something bad happen, but they choose not to take part. Bystanders have the choice to intervene, but they don't, and they either ignore the situation or they do nothing about it. For example, I don't know if any of you guys have witnessed this, but a school fight, when two kids are fighting and there's a crowd of people around them, Cheering that crowd of people will be considered bystanders because they're doing nothing about the situation, right? And they're just letting it happen. Now, of course, there are many reasons why people might choose to be a bystander, and it could be because they're scared of losing their social status, or they don't know the person being bullied, or even because they're just scared that they're going to get bullied themselves.
Right. That's true. So yeah, so this is a problem. Like when you see bullying happening, and if you really do not say anything, and if you think that this is not my problem, and then actually the problem starts. So with the first round questions we have just completed, it's time to move on to our second round questions. You guys did a great job. So the first question is for Sharon. What can you do if you witness someone being bullied?
I was like, if someone was being bullied, I'd like help them out. Like I'll tell them that they're okay after done bullying them. Yeah, that's
Right.
what I do.
You take a stand for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you become friend to them. If you see that somebody is being bullied, uh, I can give you my example, Sharon. Yeah, when I was at school, nobody ever bullied me. Nobody ever bullied me because I was in. I had so many friends at schools, and everybody was my friend. So nobody ever even thought to bully me. But when I saw even my friends are bullying someone, what I did is I just became friend to that person, and that actually helped. That actually for that the bullying stopped because my other friends thought, no, we cannot bully this guy now. He's our friend. He's Manwar's friend. So this is what you can do. If people knows you, if you have lots of friends, and you can be a friend to that person and friendly and be there for that person and say, okay, you know what, I'm I'm your friend and I will stand up for you. Something like that, right? When you say something like that, people get the it's kind of an empowerment. People get that, okay, they feel that somebody is there for them.
Uh,
Anything else you want to
I
add?
actually did once get bullied. Well, it wasn't really bullying, but it was by accident.
Mhm.
So this kid named Logan, he's really annoying. Like
Mhm.
he's like the kid. He's the kid in our class who does goofy stuff, which aren't funny.
Mhm.
And then he accidentally punched me in the chin somehow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. One more thing I want to add here, though, when you react to bullying, you do not react the same way the way bully is doing. You do not bully back. It has to be some steps. We'll talk about it in this podcast today, but we don't bully back, but we take a strong stand so that they cannot bully us anymore. Right? Excellent. Thank you so much, Sharon. There are many reasons why people may not feel comfortable speaking out against bullying. I have seen it everywhere, or intervening in a situation where it happens. So my next question is for Adria: why it is important to you to stand up to bullying and help those people who are being bullied?
So, I have 5 reasons why. So, first, no one should be treated unfairly, and also, some bullies physically harm others, which can lead to others losing confidence in themselves, and also it may end up creating a fear of going to school or other places where bullying occurs. And also, bullies can affect the mental condition of a person that can cause them to have depression, anxiety, sleep difficulties, And in addition, it may end up creating suicidal thoughts for some.
Yeah.
And also, if bullying continues, school and some other places may not be a safe place for anyone anymore. And
Exactly.
lastly, um, others being bullied can lead to doing bad in studies, and also sometimes the bullied ones could skip school on purpose.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you because this bullying can actually cause many harm to someone, uh, physically and mentally. So that's why it is important for us to take a stand and help that person. If you cannot help, you go and get help from someone else. Thank you, Adria. Victims of bullying may not always know what to do when they are being bullied. This is because bullying can make a person feel powerless or afraid. They may not know how to respond or where to turn for help. So, my next question is for Safia. What advice would you give to someone who is being bullied?
After they get bullied, I would come up to them and give them three types of advice. The first one is to speak up and like tell the bully, please stop. I don't like what you're doing and it makes me very uncomfortable. But if the bully just still doesn't listen and continues, the victim should start ignoring them, like no reaction, whether the bully is bullying them mentally, physically, or emotionally. Just don't react, because another reason people bully others is to get a reaction out of them. But still, if that doesn't work, lastly, go tell an adult about the situation, and then they will deal with it and you'll be able to not be bullied.
Excellent. So true. I totally agree with you. Thank you, Satya. So, victims of bullying often feel alone, isolated, afraid, that I mentioned before. So, and I also mentioned to Sharon that sometimes you become a friend to that, right? So, being a friend to someone who is being bullied can make a huge difference in someone in their life. So, my next question for Ziana: what are some ways to be good friend to someone who has been bullied?
Being a good friend to someone who's been bullied requires a lot of understanding and support between each other, and you can help do that by one, listening and validating their feelings. Like allow them to speak to you about their feelings and emotions without being judged, and encouraging them to seek help. Encourage them to talk to an adult that they trust, for example, a parent, teacher, or even a counselor, and boosting their self esteem. Bullying can really take a toll on a person's self esteem, so you can help your friend out by complimenting them on their strengths and supporting them. Let your friend know that you are there for them and helping them feel safe. If your friend is still being bullied, then you can help them feel safe by walking with them to class or encouraging them to be with another group of friends. And lastly, if you witness your friend being bullied, take a stand and go report it to a teacher or an adult, and let your friend know that you are there with them.
True. Thank you. Thank you, Diana. Thank you. Um, with the completion of first two rounds of question, now we move on the final segment, which is a group discussion. I have a question. This is a one question for all of the participants, and you are welcome to express your thoughts and your opinion. So I would like to share, and also these opinions and thoughts will be shared with our audience and whoever who will be watching this show. So here comes the last question for you. What can we do as a group or community to prevent bullying? So I'm not going to pick anybody. It's up to you, whoever want to volunteer. Sure, Ziana, you raise your hand, looks like.
You could help prevent bullying from a group or a community by standing up. And if you see bullying ever happen, if you witness bullying ever happen, you go tell a teacher, or you stand up for that person. Go tell a teacher or an adult or somebody to help the person.
Great. Anybody else wants to add anything? Adria.
Thank you. So, we can organize a workshop to spread some awareness on bullying because some bullies may not even know that they were bullying this whole time. And also, we could start campaigns and to stop bullying, and we can also take serious action to it whenever or wherever it occurs. That's all.
Excellent. Great point. Safia.
I think what we can do is for the victim, if you see someone like being bullied, what you can do is you can become friends with them and maybe make like a little friend group so that when bullies come over to the victim will already have other friends that will help them stand up for themselves and they'll be able to not get bullied. Because usually friend groups can like help each other if they like know each other really well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sharon.
What we can do as a group is like we can teach people like what bullying is, like adults, kids, teachers, to prevent it.
Exactly. That is a very important thing you just mentioned, educating. And to do that, we also have to create awareness. And Adria, you want to add something? Please go ahead.
I want to add one more thing,
Yes, sir.
so that we could ask different people around the place about what bullying means to them, their thoughts and opinions on it, and that could give us a better idea on bullying and how to stop it.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Sure, Ziana, go ahead.
I also have one more last thing to add. So like not only kids get bullied, but adults too at their workplace. So like and so we could like make things on social media, like videos to really show what bullying is and help other people. For example, this podcast.
Yeah. It's like Adria mentioned that we create awareness. We need to create awareness. We need to educate people, and we need to be their friends, and we need to be there for them when they need us, people. So, anything else? Anything? Do you guys want to add any other comments here to this question? If not, we are pretty much came into the episode. I have a homework for you. It's an assignment for you. Can you do me a favor? Next day when you go to school, can you have a 5 minute? You guys have a watch or phone. 5 minutes, not more than that, not less than that. Can you have 5 minute conversation about bullying with one of your close friends and let them know that you will be there if somebody ever bullied him or her, and you expect the same from them. You tell them, can you please tell them not to be a bystander? This is your assignment. Can you guys do that for me?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much. I would like to thank our participants, Sharon, Adria, Sathya, and Ziana for joining the podcast today. And thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. We have covered a lot of ground, and I hope you found this conversation insightful. Before we wrap up, I would like to remind our listeners that there are several resources available to help individuals victim of bullying. The government of Alberta has a bullying helpline which provides support and advice to the victims of bullying. And the helpline can be reached at 1-888-456-2323. I'm repeating the number again, 1-888-456-2323. This is a helpline for government of Alberta, and it's a bullying helpline. Bullying is not okay. It is not just a problem for the victim. It is a problem for all of us. We all have a responsibility to take a stand against bullying, and we do not want to be a bystander. It is not an easy task. I know that. You know that. We all know that. But it is a necessary one if we want to create a safer community and safer place for our next generation. Thank you for listening in conversation with MANWAR Khan, and we will see you in the next week.